As a botanically based skincare company, we've always been very keen on working with the environment. We like to make very, very small steps, but very frequently. And over the years, we've made a lot of very big changes. I guess our philosophy is progress, not perfection, which is the way we like to see the environment because it's such a complex issue. We are accredited to ISO 14001, which has been instrumental in forming our strategy. The main thing about 14001 is that it allows us to assess our aspects and impacts environmentally, and it's very, very useful for us to be able to find which are the most critical ones for us to tackle. We also have our green team, which is sort of a second tier. It allows us to look at things from grassroots level. Because we've got people on the green team from every layer of the company, it means that we can, it's a grassroots philosophy rather than just tacked on at the end.
So how long has the green team been in operation?
Well, it started long before I was here, so almost from the inception of the company there's been a very keen and a very strong green undercurrent, if you like, in the company. We're all very engaged and excited about the environment. And I'm always hearing from people coming up to me and saying, you know, what can we do about this, what can we do about that, which is very encouraging.
So what's the specific role of the green team? You know, what do they actually do?
It's a grassroots involvement because we've got ISO 14001 and because 14001 is very, very strong on continuous improvement. We're always looking at small ways we can improve things, and quite often things that we don't see but are happening on the shop floor, if you like, are instrumental to making those improvements. One of the key issues with us was things like plastic bags. We have plastic bags delivered in by suppliers, and we had a problem with how to dispose of them. We've managed to reduce those plastic bags by 95%, and that's from a direct involvement with the green team.
So, what about the products themselves? You know, how sustainable are the ingredients you use?
We look at our ingredients very, very carefully at all stages and all aspects. Obviously, the first consideration is quality, but we also look at the country in which it's grown. We look at the sustainability in its broadest sense and the availability. We've got a botanical research team who are instrumental in looking at every aspect, both for quality and efficiency, but also for their sustainability. Our botanical research manager, Jennifer, travels all over the globe looking at ingredients and looking at what we can do in terms of sustainability. Obviously, with quality is always at the our first consideration. An example is our Super Skin Bust treatment, which contains an ingredient called Kigelia, which has been sourced from a sustainable forestry cooperative in Malawi. And Jennifer actually went out there last year to visit them, and it's a very interesting project. For us, packaging primarily is about protection of the product. We do have to take that as our first consideration. But Ian, our packaging manager, is a member of the green team, and he's very engaged with environmental issues, and every step of the way we look at how we can improve things. But we always have to consider the quality of the product. We look at things like sustainable packaging in terms of FSC paper. The vast majority of our packaging is recyclable. We use things like HDPE and LDPE, common plastics. But it's obviously focused on protection. The ground you're standing on at the moment is a network of pipes which power our geothermal heating system. It uses minimal energy and it keeps us warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I think you can possibly hear that now. That's not air conditioning, that's our geothermal heating system working. We also, there's a massive tank under our car park which is our grey water collection, which we use to flush our toilets. Water use is becoming increasingly an issue, particularly on the island with our water footprint. And we're looking at ways that we can reduce our water usage, and obviously grey water recovery is an instrumental part of that.
Mm. So when did you move into the greenhouse? How long has it been here?
It's about 3 years ago. Yeah, so it's purpose built. We have no light switches at all, which is very eerie. So sometimes you'll walk through and the lights will just come on as you walk through, which is very efficient because you know, it's human nature to leave lights on. And things like server virtualization, where instead of having massive bulk banks of servers, we have the same server used for multiple uses. And also, one of the things we've got lined in with 14001 is the consideration of reducing our cooling in our server rooms to below industry standard, but still that does the job, just to reduce our energy usage. One of the things that the Green Team brought in was our composting, our in-house composting. We're all very keen, obviously as a botanically based company, we're all very keen on our gardens, and composting has been quite a passion for us. So all our food waste goes into our collection of hot composters we've got outside, that, and eventually we're going to use them in our own in-house garden. Down at our store we have a wormery, which is the compost from that is used to power their herb garden. So it's very interesting.
And what about all this lovely greenery around us? Is that anything to do with you?
Yes, we are currently looking at converting this area behind me into a wildlife corridor. It's both very good for our sort of natural environment around us. We're very keen on sort of becoming part of the environment as a company, but also it has very, very key benefits for biodiversity. We've got foxes, we've got blue tits, we've got woodpeckers, lizards, red squirrels is our key thing, which we can see out of our window. The bird boxes are produced by our print company and made from recycled pallets, and we're very keen on developing this area. Yeah. Another issue that came out from the Green Team was our transport policy. Now, any transport policy will only work if it's got the buy-in of the employees. And we run a minibus service, a free minibus service, which has drastically reduced the number of cars we need. It's very well used and very well supported, so we can pick people up from all over and bring them to work in the mornings.
Sounds great.
Yeah, we also support a cycle to work scheme. There's a lot of very keen cyclists here, so you know, the cycle to work scheme has been key in our transport policy. It's a government-based scheme. It's a salary sacrifice. We make an agreement with the participating bike companies, and you can go along and choose a bike, and the amount is taken out of your salary, so you don't pay tax on it. And at the end, you have the option to buy the bike. It's been taken up very well here, and we have a lot of very, very keen cyclists from all over the island who travel, you know, quite a few miles a day.
And then do you have facilities here for them to store their bikes, get changed, etc.?
Yes, we have full lockable bike areas, and we have changing areas, we have lockers, we have a secure area for you to store your helmets and what have you, so yeah, very well supported.
So do you have any initiatives with schools?
We ran in March a first of, hope of many, environmental school seminars at one of our other offices, which was very well received. We gave them a talk in the morning about the issues about packaging and about ingredients and about sourcing and about how sometimes things aren't as simple as they seem. And it linked in with the school's initiative of global awareness. And in the afternoon we gave them the opportunity to design hand cream, which they absolutely embraced and loved. And we had people from all sort of disciplines in the schools. We had fashion students, we had business students, we had engineering students, and they all tackled it from a different area. And it was very, very exciting, so we're hoping to run that on an annual basis. We worked through the Young Chamber. Carrie from the Young Chamber was very, very helpful indeed. But it was separate from the Young Chamber Challenge. But we were looking at the Environmental Schools Initiative.